I wonder if the camera picks up the candle, 'cause it's hella loud. Loud. What's up? I'm going to tell you what I read the month of April. First up, Nightmare by Chad Nicholas. I loved this book. I have only read it once so far, but I guarantee you it's going to be a reread sometime within the year. This book is about a man and his other self doing stuff. This book is so hard to explain without ruining it. If you've read this, I do have a spoilery full discussion with Chad on my channel already. I don't recommend checking that out until you've read it, because he doesn't hold back. He's just like, these are the things, and I'm all like, those are the things. So just read it, and there's that. Okay. So, second book, which was kind of a book. I mean, it was a book. I didn't read it. I just looked at it really hard. Hardly? That's not right. I looked at it really hard. And it is The Wanderer by Peter von den Ende. I probably messed that up so hard. So this book has no words. It is told via story, by the way. Map. Love a map. And it starts out with these two little people here making a paper boat, and they're folding it all pretty, and they kind of let it go into the ocean, I think, or whatever they're doing. And it goes on an adventure, man. It goes into like little ecosystems, and it goes, I don't want to spoil the whole thing. It goes on an adventure. There's nighttime adventures. I mean, obviously it takes more than a day to get across to wherever it's going. It sees like winterness, icebergs and such. It goes along in the waves, and there's other things. This whole story is told through illustration only. There are no words. This is actually my favorite one right here. Whoa. Pretty. That's so pretty. So this was really fun to look at. This was really fun to go through. I actually went through it a couple times because I but I looked very hard at all of the imagery, and it was really good, and I really liked it. So there's that. Next, we have the sixth book in the Miss Peregrine series, The Desolations of Devil's Acre. I'm not going to say too much about this because this is the sixth book in a series. The series is over. I hope it's the end, because this ended so well. It just summed everything right up for me. So I can't really talk about it unless you've read the other 5. So this was really good. I really enjoyed it. And gosh, I can't even show you the pictures because it would ruin it. So there we go. Then we have The Rage of Dragons, or as our book club has coined it, The Rage of Tao. I gave this book 2 stars. There is already a ranty review on my channel. That is going to be that. We're not going to do it. So, yeah. The next thing I read, which was, what did I read next? Delicates by Brenna Thumler. This is the second book in the Sheets series. It is a graphic novel. I really enjoyed this one too. I have a book review up on that one as well. I don't want to go too much into it because it's already there, and it's kind of one of those books that you can spoil really easily, just like you could spoil Sheets really easily. So yeah, and if you haven't read Sheets yet, go to my graphic novels recommendation video. It is the first book I talk about. Then I read Hex. I don't have that one either. I have a stack of books here. Hex I read with Gilly from Gilly Levy, and we have a discussion on my channel and a book review on her channel. I suggest checking both of those out. I really enjoyed that book up until about halfway, and then I was completely disappointed. If it's something that you're looking into reading, check out Gilly's video first. And if it's something you don't really want to read, but you kind of want to know more about, check out my video after that. Then I read the graphic novel of Slaughterhouse-Five. This graphic novel was beautiful. If you haven't read Slaughterhouse-Five before, Slaughterhouse-Five is by Kurt Vonnegut. I always mess up his last name, so yay for me. And it is a depiction of a man who is going through war, and then all of a sudden he starts jumping through time in his life, and there's aliens and a zoo, and it's a book that kind of talks about PTSD, but in the form of a science fiction novel. This book was great. I absolutely love the illustrations, which I will show you some of those. Let me pick one that is not ridiculously spoilery. So he starts out in the book, you know, walking around with his buds. Well, not buds, but walking around with some fellow soldiers. And then all of a sudden he's a child again. Oh, maybe that was too fast. And then he's an adult again. And then he's back in the trenches again. It's just kind of all over the place. I think the thing I like about the graphic novel is that there's different forms of art in it. So you've got... Ooh, no, can't show you that one. That's naked. Like this style here. You can see that. And then this black and white style, which I really like. It portrays the story really well. If you've read this and if you've read Slaughterhouse-Five, then you're gonna want to pick this up because it was so good. I don't have any qualms with it. None that I can think of. I'm gonna do a review on Slaughterhouse-Five. The book itself, I may talk about this as well, but I realize that's one of the books that I love that's science fiction, and I've never talked about it before, so I'm gonna have to make that happen. So that was that. Bloop. And then the last thing I read was On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. This book, oh my gosh. So Steph and I from the Nerdy Fox talked a long time ago about a book that would wow us. That I wanted a book and she wanted a book. She's actually found her book and now I have found mine. This book I'm going to do a book review on soon as well. It's beautiful. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of the artwork in here. Not only does she write the book, she illustrates the book. This book is essentially about a girl who leaves high school, not being able to go to college, and she goes and joins this team that does construction, but they don't do regular construction. Nay. I stole that from Bailey. I'm sorry, Bailey. They do temples and they restore them. And then there's another team that comes in and they do other stuff. And then sometimes they do other buildings. But their timeline before her and after her kind of collide, and she kind of goes off on a tangent looking for her long lost love. It is a love story. It is a science fiction story. It is a space story. It's all the stories. I recommend picking it up if you like graphic novels, and I also recommend picking it up if you really like science fiction and just if you want your heart to go wah. It's so good. It was so good. So good. I loved it. So that are all the things I read in the month of April. And stay tuned for my month of May video, because there's going to be some changes in how I read and how I do things. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.